Hello dear students, good morning to all of you. Today we are going to discuss about female reproductive system in human beings. Female reproductive system generally consists of a pair of ovaries, a pair of ovaries, right ovary and left ovary. The female reproductive system present in the abdominal cavity of female persons, or we can say in the pelvic region. This female reproductive system consists of different parts like a pair of ovaries, oviducts, or we can say these oviducts again are divisible into fallopian tubes. Two fallopian tubes are there from right side and left side. After that, uh, this part is called uterus. The wall of uterus is again divided into three membranes called endometrium, myometrium, and perimetrium. This oviduct again divisible into three parts, or fallopian divided into this fallopian tube is divided into three parts. First part is infundibulum, second part is ampulla, and third part is isthmus. Ovaries are held in the position in the abdominal cavity. From ovary, when ovum released, that ovum goes to fimbriae-like structure here, finger-like projections called fimbriae, or we can say funnel-like structure, which which helps in catches for ovum. After ovum released from ovaries, ovum goes to fimbriae, and from fimbriae it goes to infundibulum. From infundibulum it goes to ampulla. From ampulla it goes to isthmus, and from isthmus to it goes to uterine cavity. If the ovum is fertilized, then the fertilized zygote goes into the uterine wall for attachment for development of fetus. If fertilization does not take place, then the ovum breaks and releases out in the process called menstrual cycle. And if we go for another parts of female reproductive system, the another parts are cervix, cervical canal, and vaginal. If we go for side view, then we can find different parts of female reproductive system. So here uterus, urinary bladder, pubic symphysis, urethra, clitoris, labium minora, labium majora, vaginal orifice, cervix, rectum, vagina, and anus. This structure is side view of female reproductive system. If we go for theoretical part of female reproductive system, Then we found a pair of ovaries along with oviducts, uterus, cervix, vagina, external genitalia, and which are located in pelvic region. Okay, which are located in pelvic region, and along with another gland is there known as mammary gland, which helps in production or secretion of milk after childbirth. So all these structures of female reproductive system generally helps in the process of and supports in the process of ovulation, fertilization, pregnancy, birth and child care. So all these parts are necessary for all these processes like ovulation, fertilization, pregnancy and birth and child care. Okay, now we go through these details about ovary. Generally, each ovary is 2 to 4 centimeter in length and is connected with the epithelium, connected to the epithelium which encloses the ovarian stroma. This ovarian stroma again divided into two zones called peripheral cortex and inner medulla. The oviducts are also known as fallopian tube. The oviducts are also known as fallopian tube. Uterus, vagina, etc. constitute the female accessory ducts. Generally, the fallopian tube is about 10 to 12 centimeter long and extends from the periphery of each ovary to the uterus of the part closer to the ovary. That funnel is called infundibulum. The edges of infundibulum have finger-like projections called fimbriae, which helps in the collection of ovum after ovulation. The meaning of ovulation is the production of ovum from ovary is called ovulation. The production and release of ovum from ovaries is called ovulation. This infundibulum leads to a wider part called ampulla. The last part of oviduct is called isthmus. The uterus is single and is also known as Okay. Next, the uterus opens into vagina through a narrow cervix, and the cavity of cervix is called cervical canal. The cavity of cervix is called cervical canal, which along with vagina form birth canal. So birth canal, the formation of birth canal by cervical canal along with vagina, both these two unite to form birth canal through which a child goes to birth. If we go for the wall of uterus, we can find three layers of tissues known as perimetrium, myometrium and endometrium, but we have to know about their locations in the uterus. If we go details about the wall of uterus, then we can find three layers. The outermost layer is called perimetrium and the innermost layer is called endometrium, and between these two layers another layer is called myometrium is present. Clear? This endometrium generally performs having changes, cyclical changes during menstrual cycle, but myometrium helps in the contraction during childbirth or delivery of a baby. The female external genitalia includes mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, hymen and clitoris. This mons pubis is a cushion of fatty tissues covered by skin and pubic hair. The labia majora are fleshy folds of tissues which extends down from mons pubis and surrounded by vaginal opening. These labia minora are paired folds of tissues under labia majora. The opening of vagina is covered partially by a membrane called hymen. The clitoris is a tiny finger-like structure which lies at the upper junction of two labia minora above the urethral opening. The hymen is often torn during first coitus. Coitus means intercourse, or we can say copulation. Maybe it breaks it breaks on different occasions, like if heavy horse riding or cycling also it will turns. It can also be broken by sudden fall or jolt or insertion of a vaginal tampon or active participation in some sports like horseback riding, cycling, etc. Some women, in some case, the hymen persists even after coitus. In fact, the presence or absence of hymen is not the reliable indicator of virginity or sexual experience. Next, if we go for mammary gland, then a pair of mammary glands are found. This mammary gland consists of different parts, like if we go through these parts, here we have different parts. If we go from inside, then we find fats, mammary lobes. These mammary lobes again forms this mammary alveolus, mammary ducts. This mammary alveolus and mammary lobes all are connected with this mammary ducts. So this mammary ducts again connected with ampulla. Ampulla goes to lactiferous ducts. This lactiferous ducts opens in nipple. If we go about theoretical point of view of these mammary glands, the functional mammary gland is characteristics of all female mammals. The mammary glands are paired structures, or we can call them breasts that contain glandular tissue and variable amount of fat. This glandular tissue of each breast is divided into 15 to 20 mammary lobes. This 15 to 20 mammary lobes containing clusters of cells called alveoli. The cells of alveoli secretes milk. The cells of alveoli secretes milk, which is stored in the cavities of alveoli. Now you tell me which cells secretes milk in mammary glands. Generally the answer is alveoli, the cells of alveoli, and stores in the cavities of alveoli. These alveoli opens into mammary tubules. Again these tubules join to form mammary duct. Several mammary ducts join to form mammary ampulla, which is connected to lactiferous duct through which milk suck out. Thank you.